Well, not too long ago, he had his luggage. He bought new luggage, and he had a combination lock on it. And he's so bright. I mean, he really is. He could do the New York crossword puzzle in 5 minutes in ink, but the man cannot tie his own shoes. So I locked the lock on it because everybody knows, when you get a new padlock, it's 000. So he goes, Jesus, somebody at the airport locked my luggage here. And I said, well, I could open it for you. I got it. I used to work on opening safes and things. I was thinking of becoming a robber, and so I'm going like this, listening to this lock, and I put it on 000. And I go, geez. So then you can change the combination, of course, by pushing it in, turning it, which I did, put it back on there. Now he can't get it off. How much did you spend to have a locksmith take it off? He ruined his suitcase.
So mad. I ripped it apart. I was so mad. Well, you could tell her about the Hail Columbus story. He got me to go in with him and two other guys on buying a racehorse, $120,000 with $30,000 a piece. And the horse was named Hail Columbus. And he told me that this was going to be a magnificent horse. He was going to win a lot of races. They would be stud fee. My $30,000 probably turned into $3 million or something. It was a great investment, and it'll be fun. Well, first of all, the horse never won. We had silks. We had on the back of our jockey said, "Do not pass" on the back, but nobody ever saw it because he never got in front of anybody. So then there was the feed bill and this bill and the trainer's bill, so it was costing a lot more per month. And then the horse decided it couldn't run because it was depressed. So they had to bring in a psychiatrist. So there was an additional fee. And the psychiatry wasn't helping. Of course, they didn't have antidepressants in those days, so they didn't have that. So then they had a theory that his testicles were too large and that was holding him back. So they gave him some sort of reduction, or they found a big thing that they could put around his testicles to make him run faster. He still didn't run. So finally they said, we're going to have to give this guy. Then they started giving him baths and sending him to spas. And just the spas on the weekends could cost a fortune. Anyway, the horse is. Meanwhile, I'm taking all kinds of deductions from the IRS, and it's cost me up to about 50 or 60 at this point. Now he comes and says to me, "We're going to sell the horse, and we're going to get our money back." No kidding. Say, come to. We went to that horse place in Burbank where they ride all the horses, and there's a horse standing there. I found this very, very, very rich Australian man who wants to buy this horse for his granddaughter. And we're all standing around, our other two partners, and there's the horse, and this is the Australian guy. And he says, "I'm ready to give you $120,000. Whoa, and I said, "We're getting our money back." And they're saying, "Fine." I said, "No, wait a minute. So we want to have a meeting." So the four of us get together. I think we can do it. All right, let's get. So he said, "Well, okay, if you don't think that's enough, I have another check here for $160,000. I said, that's wonderful. Thank you so much." And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm getting my money back. As we're about to hand over the check, his granddaughter says, "Granddaddy, I didn't think I want this horse." "What? What do you mean you don't want this horse?" And then I really start getting mad at her. Meanwhile, I don't know that this is a Dick Clark show about putting on people. There were cameras all over the place. And he says to me, "Take it easy. This is what do they call them? Whoppers and whoopers or something."
Bloopers and blunders or something. Yeah.
And I said, "Dick Clark, that son of a bitch. I mean, he makes money off of everything. He's not going to make money off of me." And I started screaming and yelling. I had taken off my beard, which I loved so much. I forget what the reason that I couldn't keep the beard. There was some reason. I was so angry. First of all, I didn't even recognize the horse. It wasn't even Hail Columbus.
Wasn't even our horse.
Wasn't even our horse. That destroyed me. They showed it on television all the time.
We got to the point where every time the guy said, "This will be fine, we'll take the horse, here's the check," and I'd go, "Wait a minute, come here. I think that, in the horse business, this is, you got to learn to deal here. We get this guy up to 250,000. It's an actor.
It was that much.
Yeah, 250,000. Harvey says, if you blow this, I'm going to kill you. Don't. I said, let's go back at 250 and see if we can get it. We go back and we say, well, we've decided that 250 would be our price. And he goes, And Harvey's going, he says, well, all right, $250,000. Here you go, check, boom. And the little girl says, Daddy, or Granddaddy, I think I wanted a brown horse. So Harvey says, well, paint it.